Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by greatness Ilir Latifi up against Rodrigo Nascimento this weekend. Ilir, great to see you. You're coming off a win against a legend, Aleksei Oleinik. How pleased were you with that one?
It was a great win, especially going in, um, on special circumstances, fighting such a legend and root guy with a lot of routine. So it was a great and important win.
Back-to-back wins for you now. Do you feel like you're riding into this one with a nice bit of momentum?
I'm having a momentum. It's been a couple of years, in this sport. So the momentum is good now. Fighting in the heavyweight division. Took some time to get in the division. It's a big step going up from 205 to heavyweight. It's not a normal step up where you go up a weight class. You're actually going up 3 or 4 weight classes when you're fighting in heavyweight. So needed some time to get in and get used to working with these big guys. So yeah, it's been interesting.
Do you have any sympathy with Jon Jones? I think it was 2013. He said he was going to move up, and then it took him like almost 10 years to get up there.
To be honest, that's the thing with Jon Jones. He's so smart and understood what it takes to go up to heavyweight. You've seen a lot of guys try to go up, but that transition is not as easy as said, because you're not going from 185 to 205, but you're going from 205 to 265, and you have guys that are even cutting weight to 265, so they're like 230. So you got to get your body used to working and moving around with that weight. Sorry. You got to get used to moving around with that weight, but also handling people that are so much bigger. And it's a process. And that's why I think also Jon Jones took his time to get used to that weight.
How about your power? They call you the sledgehammer, right? So are you enjoying the power now?
It's, I'm always been very powerful. Now you're also fighting other guys that are much bigger. So there's a big power difference too, fighting from 205 to heavyweight. So yeah, but of course the weight cut is not there, so you don't think about that in the same way. So that's nice, but it comes with another price. Now you're fighting bigger guys with a lot of power.
I think you're probably a bit more jacked than Daniel Cormier was, but he was kind of the same height, taking on guys who were 6'7". Do you take any inspiration from his run at the title when he was in heavyweight?
To be honest, I think Daniel Cormier is probably one of the best UFC champs that we ever had, in the sports. And why I say that, because he was a much smaller guy fighting much bigger opponents, and in the way he fought, he was still very strategic and technical, and he was a very, very smart fighter, to say that. So I think he did the best to his advantage.
Are you still training with Alexander Gustafsson?
Right now I've been a lot of training in Vegas, preparing here, so I haven't been back home too much training with Alex. But when I have the opportunity to be back, we usually help each other out. But right now he's not been also training so much, so I've been just being most focused training here, especially because there's a lot of big guys, big bodies to work with.
Well, what did you make of the Francis Ngannou signing for PFL?
I'm very happy for Francis, that it worked out for him, and he got a deal that he's happy with. And I think he has the possibility to do good things for the sport, in not only for the PFL, but the sport in general. I think Francis is a role model, and he can do a lot of good things. He chose to go his way, and I think people have to respect that.
What do you have in store for Rodrigo? Like I said, you're on back-to-back wins. What are you expecting from him here?
He's a big striker with a Brazilian jiu-jitsu background. He's a upcoming talent. So we just have to prepare for a hard battle, and be ready for all situations. You know, that's the most important. And more than that, I don't try to overanalyze the fight. You know, just to prepare myself the most I can for any situation, and the rest it's up to fight day. You know.
What's your biggest motivation right now? Like, are you looking to enhance your legacy, just to enjoy every fight? Do you have time to get a run at the title?
You know, I'm, to be honest, like I'm feeling shape wise and everything. Uh, it's a very hard sport fighting, you know, but lately I've just been feeling in my best shape ever. I'm more motivated than ever to fight. So, you know, my plan is to stick around for a while more and fight, you know, and also being a model for the next generation that you can fight for a while. You know, if you just fight smart, take care of your body, or have the opportunities to fight for a while. I started my UFC career when I was 31. You know, that's a late fight, and now I'm going in like I don't know how many fights. You know, but I've been around 10 years in the organization, fighting many of the top guys, both in light heavyweight and heavyweight, and I just want to be the example that you can still go on after 40 and perform. You know.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy look so cool on a horse before. Are you still horseback riding?
Yeah, that's my other passion. Um, and getting a more collection of horses. You know, I love to do that. It's very relaxing going up in the mountains and in the ocean and just enjoying nature. You know, being one with nature, and yeah, horses are amazing.
We hear a lot about Khamzat training with a lot bigger guys, you know, training with heavyweights and light heavyweights. Have you had a session with him? And how good is he?
Well, Hamza was like a couple of years ago when he first come down to the gym, you know, and me and Alex were both contenders for the light heavyweight division, and we were like preparing for big fights, you know, and I see this skinny guy come down to the gym, you know, and we took him in, you know, and he started training with us, and they were like, what? Like, wow, this guy is good. Like, he had no MMA experience, nothing. He was just a wrestler, but we just saw the raw talent and dedication in him very early. And you know, the rest is history. The guy is the world hasn't seen how good he really is still. We've seen a lot, but he is very talented. Uh, he has a tremendous possibility to become a great champion in a couple of divisions, you know. So hopefully we'll see that this year, you know, that he gets a title fight pretty soon. But for training wise, his talent in wrestling, in striking, jiu-jitsu, I can just say it's one of the best guys I've ever seen, you know.
Wow. We're going to wrap up with a little quick fire, if that's okay with you. So who is the hardest hitter right now in the UFC pound for pound?
Pound for pound, that was a hard one. Pound for pound, I would say. Oh, we have that guy. What's his name? I totally forgot. We got the guy in heavyweight.
Sergey Pavlovich?
Yeah, he's a hard hitter. Exactly.
Say,
He's done amazing work.
can you say the name for me? So for the edit. So.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think the hardest punching out pound for pound is Sergey Pavlovich. He's had an amazing streak now, and he's doing very well. That's impressive to see.
Best wrestler?
Best wrestler, I would say Khamzat Chimaev.
Who's the funniest?
I would say Merab after he took Sean's jacket, I would say Merab. He's hilarious. He just does his thing. So
Who's the most annoying?
most annoying. Colby.
Who's the best looking fighter in the UFC?
Good looking. Me.
Who's the best dressed?
Best dressed. I don't really follow the people's fashion, but there's some that always try to come out pretty dressed up. I can't answer that one. That was hard.
Who would you most like to have dinner with?
Me? If I would have the opportunity to have dinner with one person, dead or alive, it would be Muhammad Ali.
What about in the UFC?
UFC? I think going out with Chuck Liddell, you would have pretty much fun.
That's a nice choice. Who would you most want by your side in a street fight?
Enzo Gracie.
Who has the best hands in the UFC?
I would say Max Holloway.
Nice. And who is the most interesting female fighter?
I would say, I think Valentina Shevchenko's had an amazing career, and she's a good role model for the sport. So, yeah, I think she's good.
Who would make the best movie star?
That's hard. There's a lot of depends what kind of movies, you know. Maybe GSP.
Yeah, he's been in movies as well. And finally, who would be your dream fight in any weight class, past or present?
Tank Cabot.
Awesome. Ilir, it's been a pleasure, man. It's great to finally interview you. Maximum respect and good luck.
Thank you so much. Take care.